Hello, welcome to today's online yoga class. So, I'm actually filming this from the room that I'm staying in Peru, in Cusco, which is exciting. And this class is all about building resilience. So resilience, what does that mean? It's the capacity to bounce back from difficulties, the ability to withstand life's challenges. It can refer to both the emotional and the physical, which of course are intrinsically linked. So yoga is a really effective way to build resilience for so many reasons. Yoga practices create the conditions for the nervous system to find balance and self-regulate, which trains resilience. I could talk about this for hours. It's one of my favourite topics of conversation. But for today's practice, let's focus in. So we're going to focus on one simple way that we can build resilience through yoga. We're going to purposefully put the body under just a little bit of stress today with a strength building sequence. And we'll do this in a very controlled way and then bring it all back down to your relaxation, tapping into the parasympathetic, the rest and digest mode of the nervous system. And this is one way that yoga can help to build resilience, by training the mind and body to deal with challenges and moderate amounts of stress in a safe scenario, which always comes back to relaxing. This is why Shavasana is one of the most important poses that we do at the end of class in yoga. So that's enough of me talking for now. Let's get started. Please come to a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Begin to arrive in the space by feeling the ground beneath your body. Which parts of the body are touching the floor, the mat. And with every inhale, feel for a sense of lifting up through the crown of your head so you can feel the spine lengthening. You might actually want to rock forwards and backwards a little bit here. Just feeling what it's like to be slightly off center. And then finding that place where you can really root down through your sit bones and lift up through the crown of your head. Finding a comfortable posture. And connect to your breath simply by noticing the sensations that arise in the body as you breathe. Can you feel the rise and fall of the chest, the way the belly fills up with air and then releases again on the exhale? And one point I want to make about resilience is resilience is not about being strong all the time. You can feel really weak and still be resilient. It's not about never falling. It's about finding ways to get back up again when you do fall. So let's take a few moments in silence just for you to have a little feel about what resilience means to you. Have you ever had to bounce back from something? How did it feel? And just keep breathing, keep focusing on your breath. And as you're feeling into what this word resilience means to you, feel free to set your own personal intention for today's yoga practice. Something you're working with at the moment. Then take a deep, full breath and sigh it out the mouth. We'll do that twice more. Deep, full inhale through the nose and sigh out the mouth. Once more. You can keep your eyes closed or blink them open, but simply rest your hands on your knees and begin to take circles. You can inhale forward, exhale round and back. Noticing where you feel this in the body as you're moving round in circles. And then let's change direction. You can experiment with speed, slowing the circles right down, or maybe making them a little faster. Then come up to your seated position once again. And take your arms wide, a little bend in the elbows, palms facing forward. Begin to reach your elbows back and down behind you. You can tilt the chin to look up a little. Inhale here. And exhale to round the back, hugging the belly and the lower ribs in as you hug the arms around the chest and nod the chin. Inhale, open. Feel that expansion in the chest. Exhale, change the cross of the arms to hug everything in. Inhale, open. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, open, spread your fingers. Exhale, hug it in. And stay here in your hug now for a few moments. You might even like to sway side to side if that feels comforting for you. And just feel the support of yourself here. You've got this. You might even use your fingers to give your shoulders a little bit of a massage. Just whatever feels good for you. And then inhale to reach your hands up, stretch your fingers. And exhale your right palm to the outside of your left knee. Popping your left hand just behind you for support for a twist. You can take your gaze over to the side. With every inhale, focus on growing up tall through the crown of the head. And with every exhale, feel your sit bones in contact with the floor. Lovely. Inhale to float your arms back to center. And exhale round to the other side this time. Again, using the inhale to focus on that length through the spine. And the exhale to focus on the contact between the base of the body and the ground. Inhale to bring your arms up, stretch your fingers, and exhale, you can wiggle your fingers to bring them down. And then pop onto your back now, with your feet about hip distance apart, in close to the bum. And place your hands on your belly. First, begin to just consciously tilt the pelvis a little so you can feel that space between the back and the mat. And then lower the whole of your back against the mat so that you can really feel the whole of the lower back and the mid-back spread into contact with the mat. And then gently lift the belly up so you can feel that arc in the spine, and you can feel that perhaps there's a space between your back and the mat. And then close that gap so really feel the whole of your back spread down into the mat. These little subtle pelvis tilts. The tailbone stays in contact with the mat as you're tilting the pelvis forward and back. We'll bring the breath in. So inhale to lift up a little, feeling for that natural arc in the spine. a little more defined as you're consciously lifting, and exhale to spread the back down into the mat. Do that a few times. Inhale, arc, exhale, lengthen. Inhale, arc, exhale, lengthen. Okay, now take the hands interlaced, the fingers interlaced behind the base of the skull. You might even support your neck a little with your thumbs here. And we're going to focus on this same movement. So inhale to feel that arc, and exhale to hug the belly in, spread the lower back down, lift the tailbone and lift the chest. Keep the gaze up. Hold here. Keeping the gaze up and back a little. The chest feels expanded. Tailbone slightly lifted. Lower belly and lower ribs are hugging in. Inhale here. And exhale to lower. Inhale, feel the arc in the spine. Exhale, spread the back into the mat. Lift the tailbone slightly, lift the chest, keep the gaze up. And then follow your breath. Inhaling to lower. Exhaling to lift. Inhaling to lower. Exhaling to lift. Keep going. In your own breath count, you can take a little break whenever you need to. I can't see you, but I'm sure you're doing a great job. Do 2 more. And at the end of your second one, hug your knees into your chest and take a little rock from side to side, massaging the lower back a little against the floor, giving yourself some love, hugging the legs. Well done. And then roll over to one side. And come into your tabletop position. Wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Inhale to drop your belly. Chest moves forward, gaze forward. Exhale to round into the back, nodding the chin towards the chest. Inhale, gaze forward, arc the back. Exhale, round into the whole of the back, shoulder blades spread around across the back of the rib cage. Inhale, moving through, gazing up. Exhale to round. And then do this in your own breath count, following your own rhythm. And feel free at any point to add some extra movement. You might want to take circles. You might want to swish the hips from side to side, gazing to the right and the left. You might want to make a figure of 8 with the hips, moving in your own way. Ask your body, how would you like to move today? And then come back to a neutral position. This is going to be a little difficult to demonstrate because I'm limited on space, but you'll get the picture. Okay, so we've felt what it's like to have the chest moved forward, the belly dropped, and to have the back rounded. Try and find something in the middle now, so a neutral spine. So spread your fingers and feel the fingertips pull into the floor a little bit. So feel the contact between all the corners of your hands, your fingers, your fingertips, and the ground. Feel the backs of the shoulder blades wrap around the backs of the rib cage. Feel for a sense of hugging in the lower ribs slightly, if that makes sense to you. And then bring your right leg behind you, toes pointing at the floor, reaching back through the heel. And stretch the left arm ahead of you. So you're finding length from the heel of the foot to the fingertips of the opposite hand. You can stay here trying to find balance. If you're a little wobbly, then feel free to stay here finding balance. Or if you feel like you've really got your balance here, inhale and then exhale to draw your knee towards your elbow beneath the body. Inhale, reach, find length. Exhale, draw your knee to your elbow beneath the body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Twice more in your own count. Lovely. Then pop yourself to sitting on your heels, kneeling, and you can just circle out the wrists here. Maybe give them a little bit of a shake. You can bring the wrists in towards each other and circle them out like this. Going in both directions. Maybe even give them a little bit of a squeeze. Reassure yourself that you've got this. And we'll go again on the other side. So again, spreading your 10 fingers. This time reach your left foot behind you, reaching back to the left heel, pointing the left toes at the floor. Find balance here, so equal pressure down through both hands. And then reach your opposite hand forward, the right arm. Feel that reach from the fingertips to the heel. Stay here, or inhale with the length. Exhale, knee to elbow beneath the body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow beneath the body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. 2 more in your own rhythm. Okay, lovely. Plant back to your all fours position. Again, 10 fingers spread. Feel that strong contact between the fingertips, the hands, the floor. And tuck your toes under this time. We're going to push the ground actively away through the hands to lift the knees, hovering the knees just about 1 inch above your mat, above the floor. Keep pushing away through the hands. You can take the gaze kind of a little forward between your hands, maybe gazing at the top of your mat. Back of the neck is long. Keep pushing the ground away. Hug the lower ribs in. We're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower. Sit back to your heels and reach your hands up above you. Stretch your fingers. Have a little reach from side to side. You can give your arms a bit of a shake. Lovely. And then pop over onto your sit bones with your feet out in front. And to begin with, we're going to support just behind the thighs by the knees. Start to lift, pop your chest up a little. So roll your shoulders back and down, reach your chest diagonally up. Start to lean back so you come onto the tops of your big toes. And from there, lift the feet off. So your feet might just be hovering above the floor here, or you might actually be able to get your shins parallel to the ceiling. So either is fine, wherever you're at the moment. Come to the breath, feel that inhale and exhale. And then you can enjoy some free movement here, moving the hands and the legs. You might kind of rotate the pelvis under and lean back quite a bit. You might come up a bit more. Move your legs, move your arms. You can imagine you're in water here actually. So you can kind of feel that resistance of the water against your skin moving in slow motion. So this is a really good way to work the core because, well, I just reminded you that we're working the core, but I was going to say we're not really thinking about the fact that we're using our core here. We're just focusing on the free movement. Bit of a distraction technique. You can imagine that you're moving through the water with tropical fish, coral reef, whales, dolphins. And then when you've had enough, come into a passive forward fold, just hugging around the legs, nodding the chin down and dropping the head. Come back to your breath here. Inhale to lift up. We're going to do one more round with an extra option. So again, lean back slightly. Feel for a sense of hugging the belly button in and up as you lift the legs. Leave your support of your hands here. Or another option is to spread your fingers, palms facing up. I would say though, if you start to feel this quite a lot in the hips Probably add the support of your hands here. But if this feels stable and fine, then spread your fingers, reach them forward. And then of course, you can also experiment with lengthening the legs, so whatever you're working with at the moment. You might start to shake and tremble, that's all good. We're building resilience. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower. Drop your head, hug round the bottom of the legs. Feel those nice full breaths. Relax the body on the exhales. And then roll up. Clap your hands just behind you. So your fingers could point towards your bum, or your fingers could point out towards the side. It depends what feels better for you. Spread your feet into the ground. Inhale to lift the hips up, and exhale to lower them down. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower them down. This time as you inhale to lift the hips up, stay here. So you might feel okay lifting your chin and letting your head come back a little. I've got some neck issues, so I'm keeping my gaze forward. Feel for reaching your knees forward, lifting your hips up, pushing down through your hands, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently lower down. You can then shake your arms out a little bit and rock your knees from side to side as you lean back. Great, now we'll roll over into our all fours position again. Step the left leg back and the right leg back. We're coming into our plank. If this is too much for you, lower the knees. But wherever you are, keep the shoulders above the wrists. Keep pushing down through the hands. Take the gaze a little forward to the top of the mat. Excellent. We're staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to reach the hips up and back. Leaning the chest towards the thighs so you can drop the head. Downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet out. If you find it hard to get into your inverted V shape in downward facing dog, or maybe you're a little bit more like this, then bend your knees quite generously to lift the hips up and back, keep the heels lifted, the knees bent, and lean your chest towards your knees, dropping your head. And then you can see that helps to lengthen the spine. Wherever you are, spread the 10 fingers. Keep reaching the hips up and back, relax the head, relax the jaw, maybe even open the mouth a little bit. And then gently walk the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, hands to thighs, long back, reaching forward through the crown of the head. And stay here for a few breaths. So we're looking for a flat back here, almost like you could balance something on your back. Reaching back through the sit bones, reaching forward through the crown of the head. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, hug your belly in and drop your head. Inhale, find that length again, lift. Exhale to drop. And then follow your own breath here, move in between halfway lift and forward fold. So one of the yoga sutras, which is like philosophy behind yoga, is that your posture is finding a balance between effort and ease. And this is one flow that I really like to do. It's very simple to find that balance. We use effort to lift. We use ease to relax and forward fold. Lovely. When you next get to your forward fold, hang your head, take hold of opposite elbows and rock from side to side. You can bend your knees as much as you need to be able to really feel that drop in the head, hanging heavy. And then start to roll up to standing. Lovely. Have a bit of a shake around. Not even pretend you're a monkey. A bit of a bounce. And then we're coming into chair posture. So I'll demonstrate from the side. Feet hip distance apart. Start to really imagine that there's a chair actually behind you and you're about to lower down into it. You can reach your arms forward. Probably want to be able to see kind of your big toes here. Keep reaching back through the hips. Hug in the lower ribs a little as well. And this is probably starting to feel like a burning sensation in your thighs. So in Sanskrit, this posture is called Utkatasana, and that means fierce. So collecting all your fierceness, ferocity, and courage to hold this posture and keep the breath steady through the burn. Don't worry, my thighs are also screaming at me, what are you doing? Keep breathing. And then come up to standing and lift your left leg up, your arms up to the side. Lower back to your chair. Come up to standing. Right leg just hovers out to the side. A little bit like a star jump without the jump. Inhale, chair. Exhale, lift out. Inhale, chair. Exhale, other side. Then I'll let you do this in your own breath. Okay, once more on either side. Lovely. Lower down to your seated position. And come back to your breath. You can close your eyes. Maybe place your hands over your heart. Feel your heart beating. And take a moment here to really cultivate some gratitude for what your body does for you. Like, this heart doesn't stop beating. The breath continues all day, every day, no matter what's going on, no matter how hard things get. Our bodies try their best to keep going. So breathing into that sense of gratitude. And maybe you're not actually feeling so healthy at the moment. Maybe your body's frustrating you for some reason. And that's okay too. You can simply feel the hands against the heart. And that sense of you being there for yourself, being present with whatever is going on. Okay, lovely. Blink your eyes open. We'll come into a child's pose now. So you can bring your big toes together, your knees as wide as the mat. You can also pop a cushion if you've got one handy beneath your bum and your heels. That makes child's pose more comfortable for some people. You might not need it at all. And then you can stretch the arms forward, lower the forehead onto the mat. Let the head relax completely. Let the arms relax. And take some deep breaths here, coming into stillness after all that movement. Really let this posture be about surrender. Feeling the muscles relax. You can really kind of feel for that sense of sinking down into the floor as everything relaxes a little bit more. Lovely. Now disturbing yourself as little as possible. Come to your Shavasana, so lying down on your backs. If you've got your pillow, you might like to tuck it under your knees. That can be nice, supporting the legs. But just let yourself come onto your back, palms facing up by the side of the body, or place them on the belly, wherever feels best for you today. Let the feet relax and flop out naturally to the side. And close your eyes if they're not already closed. Or if it doesn't feel comfortable to close your eyes, just stare up at a fixed point on the ceiling. And begin to consciously relax your mouth. So you might take a swallow or a yawn, or maybe part the lips a little bit. Feeling the jaw relax and soften. Softening the muscles across the whole face, relaxing the forehead. Feel where the back of the head makes contact with the ground. And feel for a sense of letting go here, just giving the whole weight of your head to the support of the ground beneath. Relax down the neck, relax the front of the neck, the back of the neck, the sides. And feel where the back of the right shoulder makes contact with the floor. The back of the right upper arm, right forearm. Feel the right hand relax. The palm of the right hand is soft. And notice where the back of the left shoulder makes contact with the floor. Back of the left upper arm, back of the left forearm. And feel the left hand, bringing your awareness to the left hand. The palm of the left hand is soft. The fingers relax. Feel all the points of contact between the upper back and the ground, the lower back and the ground. As you breathe, notice the rise and fall of the chest. Notice the rise and fall of the belly. Notice how the back feels against the ground as you breathe in and breathe out. Feel for where the back of the right side of the buttocks makes contact with the mat. The back of the right thigh, the right calf muscle, the right heel. Relax down the right leg, relax the right foot. Relax all the toes on the right foot. Now feel for where the left side of the buttocks makes contact with the ground. The back of the left thigh, the left calf muscle and the left heel. Relax the left foot, relax all the way down the left leg, relax the left toes. Allow every breath to be an invitation to relax and let go a little more. Softening all the muscles in the body. And gently start to deepen your breath, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, circling out the hands and the feet. And doing anything you might need to do here to bring movement back into the body. Before finally drawing the knees into the chest, hugging around the shins, you can take that little rock from side to side again. And roll over to one side so you can curl up in a little ball on one side, keeping the eyes closed if you like. I'm feeling here for a sense of being held, safe and nourished. You've taken this time to practice yoga and to really look after yourself, and that's a very special thing. So you might even feel the sides of the lips part in a smile. You might not feel like smiling at all. That is totally fine too. Keeping the eyes closed and the gaze lower, gently prop yourself up to a seated position. And we'll end as we began, feeling for that lift up tall through the crown of the head, that sink down to the base of the body. Notice how the breath feels as it moves in and out. Bring your palms together in Anjali Mudra, prayer position at the heart center. And bow your head here. This can be for a gentle stretch through the back of the neck, and it can be bowing your head in honor of your practice. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. It's a pleasure to have you here. So now I'm going to give you a suggestion for some yogi homework. It's totally optional. You don't have to do it at all. But you can take it or leave it. It's to take a cold shower every day for the next week. And this imposes a little bit of stress on your body to train resilience through a process called hardening. And it helps your nervous system to get used to being able to handle moderate levels of stress, like in our yoga practice. And this helps you in the long run to be able to deal with stressful situations when they arise in life, which inevitably they can do. So, if you're feeling brave, then either jump into the nearest body of cold water, a lake, the sea, whatever, or go take a cold shower to build resilience. Thanks again for joining me. Have a really good day, whatever you're up to. Bye bye. Ciao.